Hello! So I'm recording this as a tutorial for how to send and edit webhooks with embeds because we needed to update the rules which were sent with a webhook. And I believe I'm the only one who knows how to use webhooks. So I figured I would record a tutorial to pass on the knowledge so that other people can do it in the future. So first of all, the reason that we send it with a webhook, it's just because I think it looks a bit more professional and it's also kind of cool. So yeah, and same thing with it having an embed instead of just being a normal message. So what actually is a webhook, all that being said? Basically a webhook is kind of like a pseudo bot, like it's not a real bot on the server, but as you can see it shows up as a bot. Webhooks are intended to be used for sending automatic messages like feeds, just kind of any regularly scheduled automatic messages, newsletters, things like that. But you can also manually send messages with them. So that's what we've used it for here. As for an embed, it's kind of like the special thing added into a message or embedded into it, hence the name embed. So it kind of puts it in this rectangle thing, and you can do some fun formatting with things being bold, having images, and yeah. So that's kind of the gist of it. Now let's go over how to actually make a webhook. First you want to go into the server settings, come into the integrations menu, and then click webhooks. So this is the webhooks menu. You can see the ones that we've already created. Both of them are Dozer. To create a new one, just click New Webhook. Then you can type in a name. You can choose what channel it can send messages into, so you can only choose one at a time, which could be a bit annoying, but you can always come back and change which channel it sends messages to, so it's not set in stone. You can have it send to multiple channels, just you have to change it in settings each time. Then you can delete a webhook. You can set an avatar for it, so that's kind of what shows up next to it as if it's, like a normal person sending a message. You saw it with Dozer, it has this little avatar. So yeah, and then here you can copy the webhook URL. So that's what we need in order to actually send messages with it. So you would just click here and copy the URL. And don't forget to save changes. Now you can see it down here. You could always edit it. And now we're done. So we set it to send messages to testing. So we can come in here and it'll be able to put stuff here. Now, the website that I like to use to send messages with webhooks, the only one that I really know of, is DiscoHook. You can see the title down here. It's just discohook.org. There's probably a link pinned in the mods channel. So here is where you can set the webhook URL, which is what we just copied. So you would just paste that in, and then you can see it show up on the side here. It's like a little preview so you can see what your message looks like, which is really nice. You can also add multiple webhooks, but I've not really done that before, but so you know, that's a thing. This is the content, so this is just like the normal message stuff. It's separate from the embed. So as you can see, it just looks like a normal message. You can add emojis. So it shows up in the preview. I'm not sure. I assume that custom emojis, like ones you've added yourself to the server, also work. You might want to do some fiddling and testing with that. You can add files to post along with it. I've not done that, but it's a thing. So yeah. Then this button is what allows you to add an embed. So now you can see that a little start of an embed, a little rectangle has shown up. If we just open up this menu, author is the first tab. There's all these nice tabs in the embed builder, so it makes it really helpful. and easy to create them. Author is just like if you want to specify a user who wrote it, which usually isn't necessary. I don't know what numbers I have as my user, so, but yeah. If you want to put like a username there for whatever reason, you can. Author URL would just like add a link to it, so if you click on it, it'll like link to something. And then icon would add like a little profile picture, so I'm gonna copy the URL of this image. And there, now you can see it has like a little avatar. Again, we don't really use that, but it's there. Then in the body, this is the main section of the embed. You can add a title. Then the description is kind of just like the normal body text. URL, again, it allows you to link to something. The title is what ends up being a link, so if anyone clicks on it, they'll be sent somewhere. Color changes, just like the little side color thing, which is kind of cool. So fields is where you can add more little subsections. So the field names would be like little headers, and then you can add more values. You can also add emojis. And then you can duplicate them, remove them. Inline is what makes them all be next to each other. So you'd want to use this for like reaction role messages. So if we come back to Discord, in the roles channel you can see these are all reaction role posts. If you click on the reactions, it gives you a role. So these are all next to each other. So that's just how we like to format it. So you put the emojis as like the title of a section, and then these are like the descriptions, and then you put them all in line, and then they line up next to each other. And then this would be like the body description text. So I can show you that here. So if we want field 2 to be an emoji, then like, yeah, put it in line. Then the next one, another emoji, put it in line. And then once it gets to like 4 of these, it'll automatically put it underneath the rest because it like has run out of room at that point. Okay. And then you can see it keeps it on this line so that it's not like running out of space. So yeah, that's how you would do that. And again, you can just use it as like little sections of things. So yeah, then images, you can just kind of add images to the bottom of the body. So again, this is what I copied from up here. Thumbnail, this will show up at the top next to the title. So that's kind of neat. And then in the footer, you can just have like a little small footer text. You can also put a little avatar for it. And you can have a timestamp, so this is dynamic. Like if we choose today, it'll say today, and then tomorrow it will say yesterday. So it changes, which is fun. And yeah, that's kind of how embeds work. You can add multiple as well. But yeah. So once you're kind of done creating your message, you can just click this send button and it'll send it to whatever channel your webhook is set up to post in. Now you can see that it has sent into the specified channel, kind of just how the preview looks, so nothing unexpected. You can see the date down here. Very cool, all the emojis are working. So now, what if you want to edit a previously sent webhook? So if we come back to the website and clear it all, it still didn't clear this, but that's fine. If you want to replace a previous message, you would put the message link in here. So we can copy message link of this message, come back here, paste it in, and then you'll see that this button has changed from send to edit. So now if we like put new stuff, it'll replace the previous message with this. But if you notice, we don't get the previous stuff back in here. So like if we wanted to edit that embed, we'd have to rebuild the whole thing, which is kind of annoying, but there is a way around that. So in here you can see that there is a disco bot, which is the bot of the disco hook website. Now there's a command that allows you to edit a message like with the previous content preserved. The command is d.restore, and then you put the link of the message after, and then it'll give you a link to go to on the Disco Hook website that'll have all of this stuff. So if I just paste that URL in, now you can see that the previous content is preserved, and now we can edit it. You'll need to like put the webhook URL back in though, so as a refresher, you go into server settings, integrations, webhooks, click on the one you want, copy the URL, come back here, paste it in. It has appeared here, and now we can hit, oh, we still want to put the message link back in. Also, it hasn't copied that over. If we hit send now, it'll send a new message with all of this, but since we want to edit it, we have to remember to put the message link in. Kind of annoying, it doesn't do that, but it's okay. So, back here again, copy the link of this message again. Put it in here, and now we can edit it. So if I click this, now you can see that it has been edited. So that's pretty cool, and that's kind of all there is to it. So hopefully that is helpful. Thanks.